Okay, so good morning and good evening, everybody, and welcome back in today's class. Today we're on the day number 4 of our ServiceNow class here. So yesterday we discussed about ServiceNow introduction. That what is ServiceNow? What is type of platform it is? Like we say APaaS, application platform as a service. Now we are going to be discuss a little bit more on that side. Okay, a little bit on the depth part, I can say. Uh, See, if you want to use any kind of a tool, you need some kind of a licenses here. In ServiceNow, when we talk about license, we are talking about the role. Okay, maybe you have a question in your mind. Atul, how much the cost for a license if I want to be use ServiceNow in my company? Truly speaking, if you try to find out this answer on the Google, you will not able to find out because in every document, ServiceNow say that if you have any question regarding the licensing cost or some regarding to the cost, you have to be checked with the ServiceNow salesperson. So very truly, very clearly, I'm telling you guys here, there's a no way to find out that how much the cost of a single license a user need to, sorry, a company to be paid. You will not find this information. It's always a confidential information and you will only get via your company account manager and the ServiceNow salesperson. Okay, so we will not discuss anything about the finance or the amount part. We will discuss that how many type of licenses available in ServiceNow to access ServiceNow. Okay, now let's put two things here. Let me add one more point here. In ServiceNow, majorly we have a two type of users. Okay, let's say if I want to order something from Swiggy. Okay, what is the minimum requirement I have to order something from Swiggy? Atul, you should have a account in the Swiggy platform. All right. If you have an account, you go and you order it. Agree on that part? Or do you think no, we need few more things on the top of that?
Yes, we should have account in that one.
I'm not say should, we must have an account, otherwise you cannot order. Right?
Yes.
Good. So now in ServiceNow, if I want to be use ServiceNow, then there are two type of users. When you are using the Swiggy as the end customer, then you are called as a end user. You're called as an end user. You're not paying any amount to use the Swiggy website. Sham putting in the mute. It will be background from the your side. Okay. Okay. So you are be using Swiggy website as an end user. It means you don't require any kind of a license. You go and you can order. Now, if I open, let's say I open Amazon. Okay. And if I want to do something like something for the gift cards, maybe something for the baby product, maybe something for the other stuff. Let's say like this Microsoft Office. Let's say this. I want to buy a Microsoft license. I, as an end user, log into this website. Okay. Now, as an end user, what I can do? Atul, you can order something. You can order Microsoft Word, you can order Microsoft PowerPoint, you can order Microsoft Outlook. What else I can do on this website as an end user? Atul, you can search for the knowledge articles, that how to configure email in Outlook. Right? I can raise a request to get something. So in short, when I'm talking about the end user, he is the user who is using that particular or using the service now. OK, but he just able to do raise a request. He can check the knowledge article and he can raise any incident. Let's say if I open the Swiggy app, Swiggy website, I can request for something. Let me go here. Swiggy.com. Now I'm an end user. What I can do? I can place an order from here. Placing order means I can request something. Let's say I put my location as a Pune. OK. Now what I can do? I can place an order for the food. Any item I can order it. Number one. I can search something. How to get pack.
What now that will?
Maybe it's not showing because it's have just dishes. They don't have anything else. But if you put, or let me put help here, and now it's fine. So now you can search for the knowledge articles like this. Number 2 option. Number 3 option, if I have an account, I can place an incident. I can raise an incident that I am not getting my order on time. I order for 5 items, but I get only 4 items. I want a refund for the 1 item. This is what the called the incident. Now to access the service now as an end user, you don't require any license. And we call this as a non-licensed user. You can access service now via portal. We call this there's a term called the portal. We will see the portal we'll see later on. And on that portal, you can request for the catalogs. You can request for the items. You can check the knowledge article. And you can raise a incident. In the Servicenow CS exam, this thing come that what action a user can do if he don't have any license. So he can use the catalogs, he can use the knowledge base, and he can raise the incident. So you're not paying anything to Servicenow, or maybe to Swiggy just to order something. Now the second type of user is called the fulfiller. Let me take another example here. Let's say I'm using the Vodafone SIM. I am facing some issue and I give a call to Vodafone customer care. Hey, my name is this. I'm using Vodafone for this much time and I'm facing the internet issue. Now what they will do? They will raise the incident on your behalf. And they will do the work on that particular incident. So it means if I am raising any kind of a problem statement, any kind of a incident, any kind of a request, and the user who is sitting in the background, who is going to be work on my incident, they are the fulfiller. So maybe you can say fulfiller means your service desk agent, your call center agents, or any user who is able to. This one, I'll come this part as well. Any user who is able to work on your record. It can be incident, it can be change, it can be problem, it can be request, it can be knowledge, is called the ITL user. This fulfiller has a role called the ITIL. Remember now it's going to be bread butter for you. And this is a paid license. What you, not you are paying. This is Swiggy is paying for their employees who is working in the service now. But simple सी बात है. If I talk about like in a simple words, if I am if I'm a company, I'm a service provider, and you are facing some issue, you raise an incident, and I'm in the background working on your incident, and I'm using a tool, then I have to get the license for that tool. This is what fulfiller role says. So let me come back here. So one is non-licensed user, that is called the end user. Second is called the top level most, this one reserved for the user that actively working on the records, moving them from the group, between the group and closing them. We in the service now, we in our training are going to be work as a fulfiller. So like if I am facing some issue and I raise a complaint, and that complaint assigned to Shyam or Satya, then they people are working on my complaint. It means they require the ITL license. This is a very basic license in ServiceNow. Every user or the user who's working on in ServiceNow, they must have this particular license. Okay. The last part, the admin. Like in my house, I am an admin. It means in my house, I can delete anything. I can create anything. I can update anything. In other words, I can bring any new furniture. I can remove any old furniture. I can update anything new. Bedding, furniture, kitchen, wardrobes, clothes, anything I can do it. So it means the user who has an admin role can do anything. And this is again a paid license. Okay, this is again called a paid license. And remember, let's say Shyam invited me at his house. Atul, please come. Let's have a dinner together. I said, okay. It doesn't mean I can go into the Shyam room and I say, let's remove this, let's move this, let's remove this. No, because I don't have a admin rights in the Shyam house. But if Shyam says, oh, Atul, you are my best friend, you have a complete right, you can do anything in my house. Maybe I make over without consulting Shyam. And that is the reason it is always recommended, never ever give a admin rights to the users without understanding that what role, what capability and what capacity they are working in ServiceNow. So suppose you have a kid, maybe 7 year, 8 year old. He is the admin of the house. He can remove anything, he can delete anything, but it's getting a problem for you. Then he told to the kid, hey, please don't move anything. It's you or your wife decide that what need to be bring, what need to be removed. This is what the admin role do. Admin license do. License means here, as I again repeat, license means here I'm talking about the role assignment. We'll see in the next classes that how this role assignment do work. We all will be using ServiceNow instance as an admin. Because if you don't have admin access, then you cannot do a lot of work. Okay, Admin can do a lot of things. Okay, clear everybody till this point? Any doubt, any question, any clarification anybody has?
No, it's clear.
Let me ask quickly for everybody.
No, it's clear.
Sham, Fatima, Yogesh, Harsh, Edie. Yes, go ahead, Sham.
So the first point, end user point, please kindly repeat it.
Can you repeat first point and as a end user?
End user, yeah.
Okay.
Can you repeat it?
Okay. Now let's say example. Very simple example. If you want to any of the website, you don't require any kind of a license for the same. I'm not saying subscription. That is something different. I'm saying the license. Okay. Let me say you have a LG washing machine at your house. Okay. Or you want to purchase a new air conditioner for your house. Will you pay any amount to different vendors to visit on your on their website? No, I will go. I will create an account and I will start browsing because you are end users. If I'll not use the word customer here because that is something different in service now. But if I want to be clarify, you are the customers for that particular website. If you want to use, if you want to order something, if you want to raise any request or incident, you're not paying any specific amount to any of the website user. You go, you log in and you order something. This is what the end user is saying. So end user means the customer or because customers are not the right word here. That is the reason I don't want to be use it. The end user means the last user who's going to be use this system. And he no need to be pay anything in the return in this case. He can log in. So like take example of this thing. This one now. Are you going to pay any amount if you want to order something from here? That's fine. For ordering something, the order amount you have to pay. But other than this, you can browse on the website. You can check some issues. You can get some details. For that you're not paying. But you're paying only for the amount if you want to buy some product. This is what the end user do. So if I say, okay, who's the end user in ServiceNow? The first answer should be the user who don't have any role in ServiceNow is called the end user. We will discuss, Sham. Just give 1 or 2 more days. When we go in the ServiceNow, I'll show you these roles concepts as well. Then what is the difference between the end user and the ITIL user and how you can differentiate that part. Okay, clear everybody? Good. Now, there is one more special access that is called the module specific. Like you are not allowed to make any changes in your wife wardrobe because she has an admin access for that particular thing, which you don't have. You're allowed to make a change in your kids' wardrobe, in your own wardrobe, but you're not allowed to make a change in your wife's wardrobe. And this is called the module specific or specialized module access. If I want that, like say, okay, I say you are my friends now, you can go and make a changes in this Excel sheet. You can change in the attendance, you can change in the agenda, but you cannot change into that. If I show you something here, you cannot make a change in this master sheet because you don't have admin rights for this. Even my wife don't have admin rights for this. Only I have admin rights for this. This is called the module specific changes. module specific rule. So like in ServiceNow, we have an incident, change, problem, request, knowledge, flow, workflow, SLA, notifications, business rule, UI policies. So for few of the modules, we have a specific rights, specific rule. Because I cannot give admin role to Shyam. I cannot give admin role to Satya or ED or Harsh or to Bakar or Jimmy. If I give you the admin rights, you can destroy my what I can say, my instance. But I know Satya is be working as an incident manager. Then I will give Satya the incident management complete rights. So that in that module he can do anything. Like when we go in offices, we have a sitting area, right? We have our desk, our chair. So on your desk, you can do anything. You put plants, photographs, your watch, your cloak, your bottle, your lunch, decoration, anything you can do on your table only. But you're not allowed to do any changes in the complete office structure because you're not the admin for that particular place, but you're admin of your own workbench, or I can say not a workbench, basically workspace. This is what we call as a specialized one. Just listen now, because from Monday, when one Monday, maybe specifically Monday, when we enter into the service now, then you will see, oh, Atul was saying this rule, and this is the rule we will be checking here. Okay, so mainly three type of roles we are going to be discussed, or I can say the four type: end user, fulfiller, admin, and the special access, or the special module. I'll put access. There's a lot of things when we discuss. There's a lot of modules for you. For that you need specific access. If you have an admin role, then good. But if you don't have an admin role but you want to work, then you need the specific module role. Clear everybody till this point? Any doubt? Anyone has any doubt? Any question? Okay, good then. Let me go to the next part. Okay. Now we are going to be discuss something very different, which is required for you to understand as a service now. Okay. When I say as a service now user, because these are the things which can be asked by a client to you. And surprising is that many of us don't know the answer about this. Okay. Now let's talk about the ServiceNow architecture. A beautiful concept to understand the ServiceNow. Because what my thought says, if you work in any of the tool, ServiceNow, Salesforce, Pega, Jira, anything you work, you as a user must know that how this tool has been built up, the background architecture. Then it is easy for you to understand the concepts. So ServiceNow use the multi-instance architecture. Multi-instance. What this mean? Let me show you something. Okay, like this. Let's say, what do you mean by the multi, or how the other things work? Let me say, put a box here like this. Okay. When I say, let's say I'm a service provider and I'm selling a tool called the XY. And you are my customer. Shyam, Satya, Harsh, Jimmy, Fatima, Navya. You all are my customers. Now, if this box has a problem, then you all guys are getting impacted. Or if I say, if Shyam has a problem, then he's going to be impact to the other user as well. If this guy has a problem, going to be impact to the other user as well. Oh. Like this. It means if one customer has a problem, it is going to be impact to the other customers as well. This is what ServiceNow don't want. And they come in the concept called the multi-instance. This is called the multi-instance. What this mean? Because this is the core of ServiceNow to be understand, guys. Multi-instance says that number one, what is the instance here? Anybody has any idea what is the meaning of the instance here? What is instance? Sorry?
Workspace.
नहीं क्लियर नहीं हुआ हर्ष थोड़ा जोर से बोलेंगे क्या?
Workspace.
Workspace नहीं workspace नहीं. What else? What do you think by the word instance? Let's discuss about the layman language. Don't go in the service now. Instance means something big and you are the part of that small activity.
Is it like a server?
It's like a server. I'll not say no. No. I'm talking about what is the instance. Don't discuss about the service now. What is instance?
Like a replica?
Okay. Okay. What else? Other if you think.
Like instance would be like a copy.
No. You're going too technical, Jimmy.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. Let me give you example. Generally, what we say for a minute, let's suppose you are part of this city. That is the instance you will be thinking. Like I can open. Okay, let me show you. Here. Okay. Now tell me, this is all Gmail. Okay, I have one Gmail, but I have 3 instances open at point of time. Instance means definitely it can be a copy, but copy means for a bigger picture, you are the one small peck or the act of that particular copy. So instance means like number of people are there. A big tool is there, but I open the 3 instances. Number 1, number 2, number 3 instance. In the same way, when we purchase ServiceNow instance, then every customer get his own instance. Like my company has a Microsoft 365 license. If I install the Microsoft Outlook in my system, I'm using the one instance of that. If Jimmy is using the one, Jimmy has installed Outlook in his own system, he's using the another instance of the Outlook. Because Outlook is a very big and we are creating the multiple instances. So like if I open the notepad, so now you can see how many instances are open. 1, 2, and 3. But ultimately it is a one notepad only, but 3 instances are open.
It is a duplicate.
Duplicate, yes, but duplicate for the assigned to the different users. So ServiceNow is very big. But when I purchase ServiceNow, I get my instance. When you purchase ServiceNow, you get your instance. When Jimmy purchases ServiceNow, Jimmy get his own instance. This is what this is what the instance mean here. Now after maybe on the Monday, or I'll share one video to you guys today or tomorrow, where I will say, guys, go and get your own PDI on your personal development instance, which means that we are requesting ServiceNow, hey, can you give me one small ServiceNow link so that I can use it, which is on my name, which I taking care. So like I show something here. Like this, dev 86271. This is my ServiceNow instance. I'm saying instance because ServiceNow is a very big, and I'm taking one instance for my usage. Tomorrow I'm telling to you guys as well, guys, go and get your own instance. So you also have some number like this. Dev and 5 or 6 days number will be there. Okay, so this is called the instance. What is the difference here? What is the major point is that every instance is separate with the other instance. So now if I have some issue in my instance, it is not going to impact to the other person instance. This is what ServiceNow say multi-instance. I'm not saying the multi-layer, no. It's a multi-instance architecture. Okay, where every instance has a separate application nodes. Every instance is its own database. Now, if this goes wrong or it has some issue, it is not going to impact the other one. It's not going to impact this one. In the background, they're sharing the common hardware, but there's no direct relationship between these two. Or between these two. There is no direct relationship. You can see, is any line is going like this? Is any connection did you see like this? No. It means if tomorrow my instance is 86271 has an issue, it doesn't mean that your instance also have an issue. No. Because we have a multi-instance. Like if I say normally, if I say that I have a 5 BHK house and I have a 5 kitchen, I have a 5 washroom, and I have a 5 different entry door, then I can say it is a multi-instance. Nobody has authority. Nobody has a power. Nobody has a linking between each other. This is what the multi-instance architecture told. Now, by seeing this, you can imagine how much big ServiceNow data centers. Because for every customer, they're giving the separate application nodes. For every customer, they have a separate database. Clear everybody on this part. Multi-instance architecture. This is the question asked in the interview. Do you know that what type of architecture ServiceNow use? I'm telling you, these are the very basics question which can be asked to anybody in the interview. It is not like if you architect only, then it will be asked. No, even though you are a fresher, then also this question can be asked. Jimmy, Bakar, Judy, Ola, Harsh, Edie, Satya, Aman, Upo, Yogesh, Fatima and Shyam. Any doubt, any question, any clarification required on this part? Good.
Can you repeat the
Yeah, I'm good.
architecture one again?
Which one? Multi-instance.
Yeah.
Okay. So multi-instance means that when your instance and my instance is a separate. The way, okay, let's say in a house, I have a 5 rooms. And those 5 rooms are not related with each other. Every room has its own door, own look, own washroom, own small kitchen. If there's a fire in a one room, it doesn't mean it is going to impact the other 4 rooms as well. No, because there's a no linking they have done. If you and me are the strangers and you are not happy, it is not going to impact my happiness. It's not going to impact my life. But now we all are connected. We 14 are connected now. So if someday Sham is not happy, he said his presence of mind can impact my performance as well. So that is not a multi-instance. Multi-instance says there's a no relationship. Everybody is staying in their own house. And one person house has no impact on the other person house. They have their own database. They have their own application nodes. So that, or maybe I can say, when in a building, we have a different flats. But the flats is like this. Let me show you some example to understand a little bit more. Multi-instance was a multi-tenant. Maybe that will give a little more clear picture. See, multi-instance means everybody has a separate part. This one. Multi-tenant means in a single instance you are staying. There is a concept in Servicenow that is called the domain separation. In the domain separation, if one person is facing issue, then other may also get impacted. Multi-instance, boss, you stay in your room, I stay in my room. There's a no issue, no relationship. Then it is called the multi-instance. This is the core principle of Servicenow, guys, which differentiates Servicenow with the other tools in the way and the thinking of the maintenance part in the architecture format. Okay, clear now, Harsh?
Oh, yeah, it's clear. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Now let's go to the next part of Servicenow, that is called the data centers. You will be surprised or you will be happy to know that approximately a year back, Servicenow opened the 2 new data center in India, one in Bombay and one in Bangalore. Okay, what is data center specifically? Data center means where the actual or the physical devices has been installed. And you are getting on link or linking from that particular data centers. So Servicenow has total 10 support center and 11 main data center. Let's say I want to be what I can say. Okay. Let's say I want to be host a website. Okay. Or okay, Let's say I want to be host an event. Okay, maybe a big party I want to be host for my friends. I'm staying in a Pune, in a Pune. I go to the event manager and say, hey, I want to be host a party. He says, sir, you can host a party in Punjab. I will say, no, I'm staying in Pune. So you can host a party in Mumbai or in the Goa. Now, did you find the difference between these two options? Why I avoid Punjab and why I pick up Bombay or Goa? Because that is near to my house. I can travel it quickly. But for Punjab, I have to book the flight and all the things will be there. So it means whenever you purchase ServiceNow instance, when I say purchase means I'm talking about the official purchasing. If you are a service provider and you want to purchase the ServiceNow instance for your customer, and your customer is based out in US, in India, in UK, in Europe, in Nordic countries, then you tell to the ServiceNow, hey, my customer is based out in the UK. Then they will give you the host or they will host your instance in the UK only. They will not host your instance in India or Asia. Why? Because if I'm sitting in UK and I want to be open any website which is hosted in India, it takes some time. The latency can be high. This is what very important point as a consultant you should know. There's a lot of time this question has been asked. Your customer say, hey Atul, I'm facing a lot of delay to opening the ServiceNow instance at my machine. Then you check where this link has been hosted. Oh my God, you're sitting in India, your instance is hosted in the US. My 95% user India, the US only. Then why I'm hosting the ServiceNow instance in India? Better I host the ServiceNow instance in the US so that latency will be less. So to support their customers, ServiceNow has total 11 data centers and 10 support center as a backup center, I can say. And you will, if you see this graph, if you see this picture, you will see that how closely they are related with each other. So in the US federal and in the Canada. So in this particular region, they have a 4 main data centers and they have a 4 backup data centers. If there is something wrong with your laptop and you don't want to miss this class, you have a Skype installed on your phone as well. That is the backup. In India, they don't have any main data center. They have only backup data centers. See, in Germany, Switzerland, EMEA and UK, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 data centers they are giving. In Asia, these 2 locations have a main data center. But in India, they have a backup data center. Now you can see that if I have a multi-instance architecture, how strong is my data center? How many servers I have? We cannot imagine how big the infra service now is maintaining. Yesterday we saw, right, 7,500 plus customer service now have big, small, very big customers as well. So to support them, they have a different data centers. Clear everybody on this point?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now the next point, important. Let's say you are appearing for an interview. It's a final round for a very big company. You are taking that interview. Yes, Jimmy, any question?
No, no question.
Okay. Okay. Let's say you're appearing for an interview, final round for a very big company for a good position. You're well suit boot, settle down in your house in the corner, and you just switch on the laptop. Interviews was going very well. Suddenly there is a power outage. Wi-Fi dropped. Now you know the importance that it is a last chance and you cannot miss it. Now, what is the backup? You will make sure. You will make sure that as soon as if anything goes wrong with my laptop, sound is not coming, voice is not coming, video is not coming, internet go down, I have to be failover. I have to quickly log in from my mobile phone. And how quickly you can log in, that is called the failover. In our industry, we call it as a failover. Making changes from one place to the another place, how quickly you can do. That is called the failover. Generally, I follow this practice. Whenever I have an interview, some important discussions, I always keep my phone ready with the hotspot on, or maybe the mobile data on. Proper email is on the top, link is already there, so that I can just click and log in quickly. This is what the failover. So what ServiceNow says? ServiceNow says that this is your main data center. Okay. And if something goes wrong in this data center within less than 2 minutes, not within, I'm saying less than 2 minutes, I can move you to the backup data center. Less than 2 minutes. I'm telling you with my experience from the last 7 or 8 years in ServiceNow. I never ever saw ServiceNow down for a single minute as well. Hours though you forget. Not for a single minute, I'm saying. Why? Because they have so strong infrastructure in the background. Even though it's even though it's a down, you did not realize it's a down. Because the failover is so quickly. And if you see, this is a primary data center. This is the blue one. I'm talking about these things, this blue one, dots. And this is the red one. This is you. You're doing your work on the primary data center. Now in the primary, you have a application node. In primary, you have a main database. And in the primary, you have a backup database as well. In the backup data center, you have a primary database and you have a backup database. So for a single record, it is in the 4 places: 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then the main data center and the backup data center replication going on. Every app node is connected to the every app node. Sometimes what happen like this, if I say, hey, this link is not working, let me say I am opening this thing, IRCTC. I said this is not working. What you say, just refresh it. In the time you refresh, ServiceNow move you from the primary to the backup data center. You are not able to identify that it's a downtime or what. Maybe some network issue. And you are in the backup data center. This is called a failover. Now, if this is the structure for one customer, can you imagine how much strong they have a infrastructure for the bigger customers? Maybe like customer like we're seeing in the yesterday website in ServiceNow. NHS in UK, they have NHS, BT, Vodafone. Number of banks who are using these ServiceNow tool. where the single day transaction count is more than million, 1 million, 2 billion transactions in a single day. How strongly they are maintaining it. This is what ServiceNow separate, or I can say distinct feature in ServiceNow. This is what they're charging. And this is called the AHA, Advanced High Availability Architecture. Maybe let's take today's homework. Who will take? Jimmy, take a note of the today's question and put in the chat window after the class. You guys need to be download a PDF which name has a advanced high architecture, availability architecture of ServiceNow. There is a PDF available. If you type this word, you will be able to get one PDF. So the things which I'm discussing from that PDF only. Okay. Clear everybody on this point? Any doubt, any question? Any clarification required, anybody?
What do you call it? Advanced?
Advanced high availability architecture.
AHAA?
AHA, generally AHA it's called.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Search and download that PDF. It's a 6 or 7 page PDF and read that as well. Clear guys, everybody clear? Any doubt, any question on this part of the architecture service now? You can put some on the reaction as well here. Okay, good. Now coming to the next part. Backup and recovery. How many of you, or let's say how many of us, take WhatsApp backup every day? How many of us take a WhatsApp backup every day? Yes, because that is important.
Everyone.
Sorry?
Almost everyone.
So WhatsApp, yeah.
WhatsApp, yep.
Yeah, every day, yeah.
Every day you take, means you already have a scheduled job. In the WhatsApp, you go and put the setting every day, every hour, every minute.
Right.
And then you take a backup.
Yeah.
Why you take a backup?
So that when something goes wrong with my phone, I can quickly restore it back for my messages.
Okay. Do you think that companies also take a backup of their data?
Yes, they do.
Okay, good. What about ServiceNow?
I believe they do.
They do. What is the frequency?
That I'm not sure.
Good. Let's come back here. This is what ServiceNow charge. Definitely, these things are the part of your deal, agreement deal. ServiceNow tell you when you're going to purchase the ServiceNow instance, ServiceNow tell you where I'm hosting your instance. What is the backup or the recovery option? What is the failover options are there? So ServiceNow take a backup. Let me give like this. They take a full backup. Full means complete backup from the day one you're using the ServiceNow until today. For every 7 days direct to the disk. I'm sure the people who are from the backup or the recovery background, they know that what does a disk mean here. For me, disk means something kind of a hard disk, I can say. And they retain that for the 28 days. Every 7 days, a full backup has been done from the day one till today. Like today we are on the day number 4th of our class. But I started my discussion from the yesterday discussion only. Guys, yesterday we discussed this thing. But if I start my discussion from the day one, on the day one we done this, day 2 we done this, day 3 we done this, day 4 we done this. That is called the full backup. So take a full backup for every 7 days on the disk and retain it for the 28 days. So now if I want a full backup of the last 7 days, I can get it. But up to 24th of July, not before that. Even not 24th, maybe I can say on that up to 30th of July somewhere, because they keep only for the 28 days. And the differential backup. The backup which has been taken yesterday and the backup I'm taking today, the gap, every 24 hours they take it. So do you know that WhatsApp take a full backup or the delta backup? Anybody has any idea?
Delta backup?
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Jimmy, what do you think? WhatsApp
What's
take a full
what's the question?
WhatsApp take a full backup or the delta backup?
Every day?
Yes.
I think they do differential or transactional. Or I think it's differential.
But I think it's a full backup because every day I see.
Every day it is a full backup. That's right.
But you say it's a differential.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I think it's differential since
yeah,
the
it is a differential.
the first
But
time they
I'm
would
telling
have
that
taken.
every day, if every day the WhatsApp is taking full backup, then it will have some issues.
Why it's have some issues?
Sorry.
Why it has some issues?
It will have some issues at some point. I don't know, but I'm guessing in that if every day the data might be some issue might have come out in the full
Okay.
backup.
Do one thing. Let's see. I'm not sure. I'm not sure 100% on that part.
The
Today.
reason for me, I think if they're taking full backup every day,
Yes.
that's gonna fill up their disk so fast. But if they already have you to take your first time, take a full backup of your information or data, then the subsequent one will be like incremental or
Okay.
differential. So
Okay.
that way, it's whatever has changed since the last full backup.
Let's do this exercise. Today, when you're going to be take a backup of your WhatsApp, check the memory, or I can say the size of your backup.
It will be in GBs, I guess.
Then do you think that every day you'll be putting a GBs of your WhatsApp?
No.
Then how it can be differential backup?
If we pay
It
for the
is.
WhatsApp backup, they usually what they do is they take the full backup. I think. Is it?
Okay, leave it. It's not for the WhatsApp only, but let's say on the differential backup. But you can check. According to me, it's a full backup every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's for me, it's a full backup. Maybe you can verify because every day the size of backup has been increased by GB, always in the GBs, not in the MBs. Okay. So ServiceNow take a differential backup every 24 hours. Maybe in the midnight, maybe in the early morning. Whenever you say, they set up that particular job for you and the backup will be done. But backup are stored in the same data center. With the production instance, backup is stored in the paired data center as well. So it means if I'm taking a backup, it will be here only. But if it is a production instance, we'll see this instance is production instance as well. Then it take a backup here as well. It keep the backup here as well. So that if you need, you can go back quickly. Sub-production means the lower environment. Maybe the user people who are not from this background, I'll discuss that part. Nothing to be worried. Dev, test, production, non-production, UAT, beta environments, or the basically these are the different type of instances we have. So for the sub-production instance, they back up only in the primary data centers, not in the second data centers. And ServiceNow take a backup on the regular basis. And they done a few tests as well. That it has been taken the right backup or not. Maybe today I take a differential backup of the I take a differential backup and it's showing me a 2 GB. Tomorrow when I start taking a backup, it's showing only 2 MB. I have a thought, why it's with 2 MB? It's a good business day. It was a complete working day. People are be transitioning, and my customer has always has a more than 1 GB or 2 GBs kind of transactions. But today it's showing only 2 MB in the size. It means something wrong here. This is what which you don't know, but ServiceNow do on your behalf in the background. The reason they say that they have some automated test to ensure the quality of the backup. I put a question for you. I asked the question from the previous sessions just to make sure that you guys understand the last topics or not properly. This is what the backup says here. Clear, everybody? Any doubt? Any doubt, any question, any clarification?
No.
Judy, Ola, Jano, sorry, Satya, ED, Harsh, Bakar, Jimmy, Shyam, Fatima,
No
Yogesh,
questions.
Tosif.
No questions from my side.
Okay, good. So now with this, we will be taking a break for today now, because next topic is basically on the ServiceNow capabilities, which we are going to be discussed tomorrow, and we'll close it tomorrow. We'll close it. It's a big topic. A good understanding required a full length of the class. Okay. So if nobody has any question, let me stop the recording here and we can take a quick attendance now.